So, do you remember when you panic bought all that baking shit a few weeks ago, but whoops, you don't know how to bake? Well, it doesn't matter anyway. In the new world, we don't need to make cakes. You're gonna have, what, gatherings of 3 people allowed by your government anyway? You don't need a full-size cake anymore. So this is useless. I'm gonna show you how to make a mug cake.
The mug cake, or cuppa cake for our British friends, is the perfect quarantine snack for one, and takes about 5 minutes to make. Here's what you need. 3 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. You ever notice how racist that song is? Whew. 2 teaspoons of cocoa powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 3 tablespoons of milk. I bought a carton this time because Americans were too freaked out to see my bag last time. My bag of milk. If you're vegan, swap this out for almond milk. Hooray for inclusivity. 1 tablespoon of canola oil. I suspect other oils would work, but probably not hash oil. 1 drop of vanilla extract. If you don't have something to use as an eyedropper, just be really careful when you pour it. Oh, and you'll also need a mug. This part is pretty important for a mug cake. This is the perfect time to use that world's #1 grandma mug that you bought ironically at the mall. First things first, combine all the dry ingredients. That's the flour, brown sugar, cocoa powder, and baking powder for those of you with no sense of wetness? Gross. Once that's all mixed well, put in your milk, oil, and vanilla extract. Using a fork, mix it until it's not lumpy, and really scrape the sides and bottom to make sure you're getting it all. Otherwise, you're just going to have a whole bunch of powdered mess around the edge of your cake. Plus, it makes a really satisfying sound. Now to bake this, we don't need this 1970s oven that I'm quite certain the apartment came with, which means you don't need your parents' permission, unless they stop letting you play with the microwave after that hamster incident when you were 4. All it needs is 45 seconds, but if you know your microwave kinda sucks, maybe throw it in for 50. Either way, this gives you enough time to do a quick rant into the camera that you obviously have set up in your kitchen.
Late night hosts who aren't wearing suits. What the fuck is wrong with you? This took like 5 extra minutes to put on, okay? Did my hair, that took an extra 2 or something like that. Had to comb my goatee and my beard, whatever, right? This doesn't take a whole lot of time. And, I know, you did a poll and your audience said, no, we don't mind if you dress casual. Well, be a fucking professional. Doesn't matter what your audience wants, okay? Your audience, not really that bright anyway. They're watching you, Jimmy Fallon. So just put your fucking goddamn suit on, alright? Look at that. 45 seconds.
Now, you have to let it sit for 5 minutes. This lets the cake actually cook a little bit more, and then cool so you don't burn yourself like an idiot. Spend this time cleaning up, or throwing everything into the sink for your wife or girlfriend to deal with later. You can also top it with something at the end. The recipe that I stole/borrowed this from online suggested ice cream or whipped cream, but I had some Easter chocolates still laying around, so I melted those in a ramekin, which I believe is French for tiny-ass bowl, and put it on top.
And there you have it. It's a perfect mug cake, I think. Yeah, look at that. Let's get a shot in there. It's actually pretty good. I never made this recipe before. Now, you could just go out and buy a box of mug cakes. They're like $3 for 4 packs of them. But isn't it more satisfying to make a mediocre version of the same thing and take much longer to do it?
And really, isn't that what baking's all about?